All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a deep breath and get ready to go as they line up on the grid at Daytona. Up front will be Patrick Gitter and Thomas Meeks. Jeremy Edwards and Otto Cruz have the second row. Pudge and Nowski, Jeffrey Goodpaster on the third. Nate Johnson, Clay Kirchenbauer have the fourth row. Jeremy Gardner, Justin Swafford round out the top 10. PJ Cox, Tyler Ott, 11th and 12th. Joshua Friel, Lonnie Roberts, 13th and 14th. Colby Whipple in 15th. Phil in 16th. Can't believe you got me with that one. Jarrett Woodard in 17th. Richie Joplin in 18th. Dustin Slover in 19th. Lance Sponberg in 20th. Doug Campbell 21st. Kevin Bernheimer 22nd. Kenny Hyde Jr. 23rd. Ryan McDaniel starts 24th. Sean L'Esperance 25th. Patrick Piper 26th. Lucas Gortman 27th. Jacob Morgan 28th. Tony Karen 29th. Paulo Anacito 30th. Then Darren Silva, Cody Henderson, Blake Vicken, Brandon Newby, James Smith, Lyle Mitchell rounding out the field. A 36-car field at Daytona. Yeah, JR, I'll shoot you a message after the race. I'm sure we can work something out. Everybody getting lined up on pit road. This might be the weirdest prediction I've ever seen. Brandon Mitchell is predicting Vicken finishing 4th and Newby finishing 7th. Definitely goes down as one of the oddest predictions I've ever seen. Doug knows better to make predictions. If I make a prediction, they usually end up crashing. I learned a long time ago, if I had to say the guy won at Daytona in the trucks, or I'm sorry, at Talladega last season in the trucks, he was super fast every time they went to super speedways. Richie Joplin's got a really good shot here tonight. He was fastest for quite a bit in practice. Time will definitely tell who comes out on top tonight. Really hope I didn't just jinx Richie by saying that. Richie, if you don't make it to the end, it's on me. My bad, buddy. Getting ready, one pace lap, and then the first 20-lap segment. $80 total laps tonight, one fast repair. Some drivers will not make it to the end, but here's hoping everybody makes it. But it is Daytona, and it's not if, it's when the big one happens here. Pace car is in. They're getting ready to fire. Down the front straightaway, Patrick Gitter leads them toward Barney the Flagman. Green is in the air. They're down and away from Daytona. The first race of the Nowski Nation Legacy Series is underway. And we got one car coming off pit road. Jeremy Edwards looks like he did not, and Lonnie Roberts both start from pit lane. That was a strategy move. I guarantee it. They're expecting an incident on the first lap or two. Russell, we miss you too, buddy. You better get that computer fixed. Get back out here. Show these boys how it's done in a Chevy. Darren Silva did not take to the track. Jeremy Edwards, Lonnie Roberts way behind. after starting from pit road. Meanwhile, Patrick Gitter leads. Pudge has made his way up to second. Nate Johnson, who won Daytona in the trucks, now up to third. Kenny Hyde Jr. has gone off the track. Oh, a big spin. Drifts it down pit road. Managing to keep it off the wall. He's going to be way behind, but the car is undamaged. Trying to see when that incident started. We can figure out what happened. All right, let's take a look. Kenny Hyde Jr. Did not get a good look. Let's change the camera angle a little bit here. See if we can see what exactly happened to send. It looks like Kenny may have gotten, oh, just gets a little bump. Sends him down pit road. You got to give it to Kenny, though. Epic save by Kenny Hyde Jr. Not a lot of bump drafting. Did hear the comment tonight that the cars drive like a Gen 6 car, but they draft like a Gen 7 car or a next-gen car. Makes it a bit interesting out there, at least for this race. And remember, everybody is finding a loose race car off the turns. Clay Kirchenbauer just set the fastest lap. And just to give you an idea, these 875 horsepower beasts running 45-second laps. The Gen 6 cars, about 48, 49 seconds. That's how much faster these cars are. Patrick Gitter, the Truck Series champion, in the lead with Pudge in second. Nate Johnson in third. Jeremy Gardner in fourth. PJ Cox currently running in fifth. Tyler Ott, one of the newcomers, up to sixth. Otto Cruz back in seventh. Jeffrey Goodpaster in eighth. Dustin Slover in ninth. Thomas Meeks battling it out. And Colby Whipple falling back. Thomas Meeks now in 10th. Clay Kirchenbauer up into 11th. Dustin Slover in 12th. Joshua Friel currently in 13th. Colby Whipple in 14th. Jarrett Woodard in 15th. Richie Joplin up to 16th now. Phil in 17th. Doug Campbell in 18th. Patrick Pieper in 19th. Lance Sponberg in 20th. Kevin Bernheimer looks like he is back here just at the tail end of that lead pack in 21st. Then Ryan McDaniel leading this second pack in 22nd with Lucas Gorman, Sean Lesperance, Jacob Morgan, and Tony Caron in that group. Then not far behind in 27th, Paulo Aniceto, Blake Vicken, Cody Henderson, James Smith, Brandon Newby. Caution! First caution of the night. Oh, and look at this. As guys trying to check up and avoid it, looks like Ryan McDaniel, Doug Campbell involved. Looks like there was an incident with the 17 just ahead. See if we can find the original incident here. That is a lot of guys trying to save the car. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. They come down the straightaway. Oh! Looks like Campbell just gets too much of a bump draft into the turn. Hard hit to the outside wall, and they collect a couple cars. Looks like only 4 cars caught up in that one. And our first caution of the night comes out on lap 6. JR, yes sir, it is the Raxley Series. Sorry, Rackley Series. I don't know why I put an S in there, but my bad. working the first caution of the night. Patrick Gitter in the lead. A few drivers on pit road. Most of them in for repairs. Doug Campbell, obviously, heavy damage. The back half of the field really went in. You got Kevin Bernheimer, Lucas Gorman, Paulo Aniceto, Cody Henderson, Blake Vicken, Lyle Mitchell. Everybody in the back half of this field went into pit road. Doug Campbell down in his pit stall, still getting some repairs here. Wow, JR, thank you, and huge shout out, as you heard Pudge say, huge shout out to Rackley for you guys being the sponsors of the season. You know what? Let's have a little fun here. Hey, Pudge, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir, buddy.
Hey, man, I just got word that at the Rackley Race Shop, they're all streaming the race, watching the broadcast, and you're obviously already getting that car up to the front, but anything you'd like to say to those Rackley boys?
Man, hopefully we put this thing in victory lane, and I'll come over there to Tennessee and party it down, boys.
All right, well, a great run so far. It's been a really good race so far. Hopefully you guys can keep it clean and green for the rest of the night.
Yes, sir, buddy. I hope we can, too. I appreciate you.
Pudge and Nowski definitely very excited in pre-race. Although he's in a Ford, so that does give him a distinct disadvantage. Sorry, Russell. I knew you were watching. I had to say it. Patrick Gitter and Pudge in the lead. Nate Johnson, Jeremy Gardner in second. PJ Cox, Tyler Ott have the third row. Otto Cruz, Jeffrey Goodpaster on the fourth. Justin Swafford and Thomas Meeks rounding out the top 10. They begin to stack back up for the restart. A lot of drivers not taking tires. The back half of the field hit pit road. The front half all stayed out. It's going to be an interesting night to see if tire wear comes into play at all. We know in the Gen 6 car, it really isn't that big a deal. But in these cars, laying down 875 horsepower, they're loose already all over the track. There's no telling what could happen here. There were comments about the restarts and potential issues there. Everybody goes through turn 3 and 4. It's time for them to pull those straps down tight one more time and get ready to go green. Start of the race went really well, but a lot of different strategies playing out here, and the tire wear issue, the tire question, is about to come into play. Pace car is in. Patrick Gitter controls the restart. Green is in the air. Barney the flag man sending him down into turn 1. Through the trial, some of the guys were talking about the car even being loose through the tri-oval tonight. That could make things interesting as as people start to shake it up, trying to make something happen through that section of track. Off turn 2, everybody clean, but too wide all the way through the field. Looking through the field, seeing who some of the biggest movers are. PJ Cox started in 11th. He is up to 5th. Dustin Slover currently started in 19th, up to 14th. One of the biggest movers, though, Jacob Morgan in the 24 car, started in 28th, up to 18th, up 10 spots. Cody Henderson started back in 32nd, up to 23rd. Those are going to be two drivers to watch later in the race. You know what? These cars are extremely exciting. And with all that extra power, trying to work their way through the draft, let's see how much different it is in these cars. We watched the trucks here last season. Let's take a ride around Cody Henderson back there at the mid-pack. As it gets wild in front of him, he comes out of turn 4, headed toward the start-finish line. Let's take a lap around Daytona. Crosses the start-finish line. These cars definitely not planted, and you heard them all talk about how loose they get in the turns, especially when a car pulls up to your bumper. Bump drafting was exceedingly tricky in practice, not seeing a lot of it in the race. Down the back straightaway, you saw how much the cars are moving in the turns. That bottom line just woke up and took off. Up at the front, wow, it's getting really dicey as that outside line is falling off. They're trying to get some heat up in the track on the high side, lay down some rubber. As they come off of turn 4, Cody drops down to the bottom line. And that was a lap of Daytona in a legacy car at 45.76 in 45.76 seconds, excuse me. Yeah, stage points will be issued at lap 20 and lap 40. Looking at the notes, I believe it's the top 10 get stage points. Yep. First through 10th place get points for the stage. Patrick Gitter. Oh, we've got a car dropping below the yellow line. He pulls back up. That could get a little dicey. That was the 05 of PJ Cox. Meanwhile, Jacob Morgan moving around a lot at the back. He has actually lost some spots since the restart. He's now back into 24th. Pudge now to the lead. Positions changing exceedingly quick. Yeah, we'll take a lap with Pudge after the stage break. Patrick Gitter now to second. The outside line really not forming yet. They're trying to get up there. The more cars they get up on that high side, the more laps they get run up there, the more heat they'll put in the track, the more rubber will be laid down. But it does take a while, and they have to have a cohesive group up there. Right now, Jeffrey Goodpaster leading that group. The 48 of Jeremy Gardner, the old school Lowe's paint scheme, right on the outside. But, oh, we've got cars sliding. That is that loose handling race car like we talked about. Great save by the... We've seen a lot of great saves by a lot of drivers here tonight. And that was Colby Whipple in the 12. Sorry, getting used to the new paint schemes here and remembering who's driving what. Pudge still holding the lead. Patrick Gitter looks up to the high side like he's going to try and make something happen. But that front group staying pretty much single file. It looks like about the top 10 for the moment, single file. The back part of the field, though, still got some side-by-side racing. It looks like most of the field... Oh, we've got a bump out of turn 2. And a big one on the back straightaway. Cars are flying. Caution is out. Looks like Lucas Gorman involved. The Taco Lover Racing car... We see one car go down the 13. Ends up bumped down the track. Gorman goes for... Gorman has the biggest ride there. Looks like Josh Friel also involved in that. Josh Friel in the 13, just that 3 wide does not look like it's going to work very well here tonight. Everybody still rolling. We'll see cars back on pit road. Just a few laps shy of the stage break. That is awesome to hear. Nobody's sitting down when Pudge takes the lead. I know he is happy to be representing Rackley Roofing and Rackley War Racing. Patrick Gitter in second, Nate Johnson in third. Patrick Gitter definitely has the bullseye on him tonight. The entire group said he won the Trucks Championship. He will not, under any circumstances, win the Legacy Series Championship. And it looks like we are going to, they're going to take the stage break now. That'll give Pudge the stage points and all the drivers hit pit road, which comes out about right. They'll restart about lap 20-21. Nate Johnson has made his way to third. Everybody hitting pit road. We'll see if we can get a word with one or two of the drivers once pit stops are complete. James Smith does not come to pit road. He did pit under the first caution. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, James, it's Doug. You got me? James Smith, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
Hey, man. First off, you pitted under that first caution, it looks like. So you're staying out on this one?
Yeah, I'm just going to take a chance, see what happens.
I know that the tires kind of, with the car being so loose, the tires are kind of a concern here. The guys that stayed out under that first caution, did you hear anything out of them as far as tires and how it affected the handling?
No, nobody really, said it was going to be any looser. And we were all talking about should we take them or not, so I just took a chance.
Well, it may pay off here. You definitely get a lot of track position out of this. You started back in 35th, now up at the front.
Yeah, I walked in the door from my son's baseball practice and logged in right before we went green. No practice.
I saw you hop in during qualifying, so you didn't even get a qualifying lap in, and now you're leading the race. How are you feeling about your chances here tonight?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be slim to none. They'll probably pass me.
Well, good luck, man. We'll see if your strategy pays off, and hopefully you can get that car to victory lane tonight.
Thanks, Doug.
James Smith rolling the dice on the tire strategy. Meanwhile, literally, I'm looking through the field, literally everybody else hit pit road. So James Smith gets a ton of track position. But Nate Johnson up in second now as they stack back up for the restart. Patrick Gitter in third, Pudge in fourth. Dustin Slover fifth, PJ Cox sixth. Otto Cruz, Jeremy Gardner, Tyler Ott, and Cody Henderson round out the top 10. Cody Henderson up 22 spots so far tonight, and he did hit pit road, although it looks like he took right side tires only. Getting ready to go green. I'm not going to grab Pudge right now, but we'll definitely talk to him under the next caution, and it is Daytona. There will be another caution. Lucas Gorman still on pit road. He may be done for the night. And it looks like the green flag got delayed. Trying to find out what happened here. Hang on just a second. Looks like something happened with Lonnie Roberts. He is headed down to pit road. Let's see if we can find out what happened. Looks like Lonnie Roberts and or Jarrett Woodard. Lonnie starts picking up speed. Oh! The 79 is in the wall and collects Lonnie. Jarrett Woodard had some sort of issue. See what happened to Jarrett here. Under pace laps, to have an issue is got to be a... it looks like technical difficulties. There's no other explanation for that situation. I know, Steve, I have a feeling that's not right, but I'll make sure to talk to him about it. Of course, I've been saying Patrick Pieper's name wrong for a while now, so who knows, Blake may just have not corrected me. All right, looks like we are going green this time. Everybody stack back up. Pace car is in. James Smith controls the restart. They fire. Green is in the air. Now we get to see how those older tires do here against a field of fresh tires down into turn one. Nose to tail, he's holding on so far so good. That outside line suddenly got a massive shot. Off turn two, not enough to pull ahead, but it definitely looks like the outside line starting to come alive. Oh, a little wobble out of Smith. He's up in the middle off. Oh, he's loose out of turn four. Right at the front of the field. And it does look like Lucas Gorman is done for the night. Meanwhile, we're seeing three wide in the middle of the pack. They settle back in. The last time we saw three wide, it brought out a caution. Looks like these cars are coming in just a little bit. The track showing a little bit more grip here. And Patrick Gitter back to the lead with Swafford in the push. Down the back straightaway, Pudges drop back down to the bottom line. And the outside line led now by James Smith really starting to fade. They don't have enough cars up top to make something happen at the moment. Down the back straightaway they go. Still too wide through the back half of the field. The top five single file. Looks like everybody's settling in for the moment. And now we got somebody trying to... Oh, look at the loose handling race car. That was Nate Johnson in the Into Being car, and wow, that car was out of shape. We talked about it. We've heard the drivers talk about how loose these cars are out here. You got to see it firsthand. That was a wild one. Wow. Nate holds on to it, hops to the bottom line. Pudge, after winning stage one, got on the outside line, got pushed back. He's currently in sixth. Let's take another lap around this time in Pudge's car. Across the start-finish line, down into turn 1. Looking at Colby Whipple up ahead. You know Whipple's got to like being in a loose-handling race car. He had that truck out of shape so many times last season. He'd have that sideways. I think it was nicknamed the Whipple Whip as Pudge makes a move up to the outside. Looking for some help. It looks like he's got a push from, I believe, PJ Cox as they go into 3 and 4. Trying to make that outside line, get some momentum. Driver seeing the side draft here does give them a little bit, but it is not nearly as effective as they'd want. Across the start-finish line, Paulo Anacito has crashed. Ryan McDaniel may have been involved. Paulo in the 72. Oh, it looks like there was a wreck up ahead. Ryan McDaniel looks like a little bit of a bump. Just everybody fighting the loose handling race car. Great job by everybody at the back of the field, managing to keep those cars. Caution does come out. Most of the cars go undamaged here. Patrick Gitter in the lead, Swafford in second, Otto in third, Tyler in fourth, and now Pudge up into fifth. See if we can take another look at what happened with Ryan McDaniel. Looks like the 20 just might have gotten a little bit of a bump there. What a save, though. Jacob Morgan ended up in the wall. He gets caught in that. A few other cars get down into the grass trying to avoid it, but everybody comes out for the most part undamaged. That was Dustin Slover, and looks like he is getting a bit of a push. He might have more damage than we thought. Looks like he is getting a push around a pit road. That car is, the engine in that car is dead. So he'll get pushed to pit road. He'll go in and get his one fast repair. This is where attrition may come into play here tonight. Daniel, I think Sean came out of that one okay. And let's see if we can get a word quickly with Colby Whipple, who's currently running in 6th. Hey, Colby, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, man. I have to ask, we talked about it a little bit in the truck series, but the Whipple Whip, we have not seen you completely sideways and save it yet, will we, before the end of the night?
I was sideways around, like, end of stage 1. It got pretty scary there, so I'm going to, on a track like this, I'm going to try to keep it straight. We'll go for a loose setup and a loose ride. Some of the tracks coming up maybe, but this one now I'm going to keep it straight, kind of control the throttle, and just try not to cause a big one.
Well, it has been a good race for you, up 9 spots already and continuing to march your way toward the front. Could you get to victory lane tonight?
You know, I have not finished a super speedway race with these guys on the lead lap yet. You know how these races are, so I'm not going to say I can't do it because it's super speedway, but I'm just enjoying making it this far into the race and just going to get the most out of tonight.
Well, good luck, buddy, and hopefully you make it to at least finish on the lead lap on this one.
All right, thanks, Doug. Thanks for broadcasting this season again.
My pleasure, buddy. Colby Whipple, and let's Man, it's getting a bit hectic out there. Seeing if everybody can... Looks like we are getting stacked back up for the restart. Patrick Gitter still in the lead. Dustin Slover in second. Otto Cruz, Tyler Ott on the third row. Nowski and Colby Whipple on the fourth. BJ Cox, Thomas Meeks on the fifth. Jeremy Gardner, or on the fourth, excuse me. Gardner and Nate Johnson rounding out the top 10. Phil now up to 11th. Jeremy Goodpaster back in 12th. Jeremy Edwards in 13th. Lance Sponberg in 14th. Richie Joplin currently running in 15th. Down the back, straight away they go. A lot of the drivers were expecting a lot more chaos early in this race. 30 laps in, most of the field still on the lead lap. 33 of the 36 cars still on the lead lap. That's a good sign for how this night and how this season is going to go. Pace car is in. Barney the flag man will wave the green here in a moment. There it goes. Green flag is in the air. Patrick Gitter is going to lead them down into turn one. A lot of cars at the back moving around a lot. Will the outside line start to prevail here? Swafford up top's got a big push from Tyler Ott. Colby Whipple out there on the high side as well. Looks like this outside line is starting to make something happen. And down into turn three. Oh, look at that inside. A lot of cars wiggle on corner entry into turn three. We've talked about the cars being loose on exit, but man, there was a lot of cars trying to catch the back end going into the corner. Patrick Gitter has Swafford in the lead, but he's trying to make a move to the front. Otto Cruz back in the field after race controlling most of the Truck Series last season. Otto, definitely great to see him back out on track, and he might be the one to give Patrick Gitter the biggest run for his money this season. Pudge now up into fourth, Whipple up into fifth. Too wide, just outside the top 10. Kenny Hyde Jr. has made his way into the top 10. He is now up into ninth place. Up on the high side, he has definitely found something up there. Side by side from 10th on back. A small group, it looks like, holding off the back of the lead pack just a little bit. Brandon Newby leading this second pack, just sitting about a half a second back. Still within drafting range, but they're holding back enough to be able to react if anything happens ahead. Sean Lesperance, though, he's not one to hold back. He's up to the high side. He's got a little bit of help from Cody Henderson. They're coming to this lead pack. Clay Kirchenbauer just shot to the bottom. Let's see if we can see what happened with Clay here. Well, we mentioned it earlier. Loose in the tri-oval. Looked like the back end just kicked out a hair, and it was enough that he had to react to go down to the bottom. Oh, getting word Rackley is sending Pudge some gear to show some love. That is awesome, and I know you'll see it on Pudge's stream in the near future. PJ Cox now up to 6th. Gardner up to 7th. Phil now in the top 10 and 8th. Kenny Hyde Jr. in 9th. Jeremy Edwards in 10th. Looking back through the field, Clay Kirchenbauer has dropped all the way to the back right behind Jacob Morgan. Jacob took that hard hit earlier. Back out on track. Tony Karen also hanging out at the back. He was involved in one of the earlier incidents. I think Ryan McDaniel, oh, look at the loose cars behind him. Ryan McDaniel there in the 66. I think he's been caught in a little bit of everything, or had to avoid everything so far. He's hanging out back as well. And there you see the car just does not want to stay planted tonight. Lead group getting a little bit frisky inside the top 10. Kenny Hyde Jr. trying to make his way up. He's now up to 7th. Got a little help from Jeremy Gardner. Looks like we've got a car down on the headed to pit road. That is Doug Campbell, who was involved in that massive wreck earlier. Looks like he is just trying to score some points here tonight. Rough start to the season for Campbell. A lot of side-by-side battling. Oh! Josh Friel has gone off track. Oh, Friel complete. Oh! Almost had another big one. A great job by all the drivers avoiding that chaos. And that was right around the top 10. So a lot of drivers had to get very, very evasive, very, very quickly. Swafford now in the lead, and look who is behind him. The obvious fan favorite, Pudge and Nowski in 2nd. They've moved Patrick Gitter back to 3rd. Does Pudge ride behind Swafford, or is he going to go for it here? Gitter jumps back up to the high side right in front of Kenny Hyde Jr. Kenny definitely has had a ton of momentum up on the high side. Colby Whipple way out of shape back there. Has to back out of it. And that outside line starting to fall apart. Otto Cruz dropping back down to the bottom. Jeremy Edwards now back to the bottom. Kenny Hyde back to the bottom, and Patrick Gitter gets hung out to dry. That is mostly the top 10. Outside the top 10, that second group is falling off. Bernheimer leading group number 2. Currently about 3 seconds back from the top 12. Top 12 led by Justin Swafford and Richie Joplin there at the back. Remember, Richie won at Talladega last season, although he did pull off the win completely sideways. Pudge looking out to the outside. He's going to have some help. He goes up, doesn't have any help. Otto Cruz jumps to the high side, slides back down in line. Now Pudge goes up top. Otto does not go with him this time. He has no help. Patrick Gitter is coming up from behind. But not a lot of help. Oh, wow. Kenny Hyde gets loose coming off turn 4. Not very off to caution. Stage break, caution. Justin Swafford wins stage 2. Otto Cruz comes home 2nd. Jeremy Edwards 3rd. Pudge 4th. Kenny Hyde Jr. 5th. Patrick Gitter is 6th. Jeremy Gardner 7th. Colby Whipple in 8th. Phil in 9th. And PJ Cox in 10th. And what a second stage it was. Everybody coming around. I would expect to see everybody on pit road this time for tires and fuel. As Swafford looks around, tries to find the pace car. This one has been non-stop excitement with the cars getting loose all over the track, and some of the excitement, some of the passes we're seeing, and even the attempts at three-wide racing so far. I will tell you, in practice, they did test and find you can do four-wide here. We even saw a couple of, or about a lap, where a group stayed about four wide for an entire lap. But as we've seen in race trim, these guys struggling a little bit to hold it four wide in these cars. They're struggling to hold it three wide in these cars. Looks like we are correct. Everybody's going to hit pit road here. And we should see one more pit stop. After this, we should see at least a fuel stop. Will it be under green is the question. Swafford is in. Otto is in. They all hit their pit stalls. Now it's going to be the race off of pit road. And it looks like Swafford's going to pull it off. And Clay Kirchenbauer stayed out. He did not come to pit road. He last pitted on lap 28. See if we can get a word with Justin Swafford. Hey, Swafford, it's Doug. You got me?
Lord, Doug, what's up?
Hey, man, come home with a stage win and pull off pit road first. You've got to be pleased with the way the night's going so far.
Oh, I'm happy to be out front. That's a good place to be because it is so hard to pass here.
It has looked like a lot of the guys getting really out of shape, the car being loose. We've talked about it all night long. With the tire change, does it make it better? Or do you have more grip on new or old tires?
I haven't really noticed much of a difference. There's not a lot of tire wear. I think I've lost 1% in each tire, so it ain't nothing too big to be worried about.
Well, you know you're going to have to come in one more time for fuel. Do you have some people you'll be looking for pit road?
Not really. Just going to see what happens.
Well, good luck, man. You got to be happy. A stage win in the first race of the season.
Thank you.
We didn't get to talk to Pudge after his stage win. Let's see if we can get a quick word. Hey, Pudge, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir, buddy.
Hey, man. You got the very first stage win of the season. You have to be very pleased with the way this thing's going.
I sure am, man. For being the owner of the community and what we got going on, it's only fitting that I get the first stage win, but it's been some good racing out here, man. I'm proud of these guys, and if you'd have seen the practice race last night, you probably would have dreaded broadcasting today.
Well, you guys are doing an amazing job. We've seen some epic saves out there. Can you get that car to the front before this one's all said and done?
I'm going to try. I found out there coming into stage 2 that you can't jump out there by yourself. You're going to get hung out to dry, so I'm going to have to find me a teammate to work with, but I hope we get it.
Well, good luck, buddy. Hopefully you find some help out there.
Thank you, buddy.
Pudge definitely wound up about winning stage 1. Swafford a little bit calmer in the SpongeBob car. You have to wonder if having SpongeBob on the car, is he squeezing water out on the track? Could that be? Swafford's been up front most of the night. Everybody behind him getting loose. Could that have anything to do with SpongeBob? He is a sponge. He holds a lot of water. First ever stage win for Rackley Racing. That is awesome. Great job by Pudge. Here comes the pace car. Green flag is back in the air. They got about 35 to go here at Daytona. And to be perfectly honest, there is only one other car on iRacing that goes faster around Daytona. The only reason is it is the old car of tomorrow, and those cars are completely unrestricted. They'll do 240 plus miles an hour here. These guys, though, they are flying around the track here tonight. Hey, good evening, Richie. Thanks, buddy. Swafford up front. Pudge giving him the push. Pudge definitely looking for some help. I don't think he'll get it from the guy behind him. Patrick Gitter definitely looking for another win and another championship. Otto Cruz back there in fourth. Clay Kirchenbauer stuck up on the high side. He is falling back. Staying out under caution to get the points for leading a lap and get some track position. Cannot find a gap to get back into line, though. Might be a gap right behind the 51. He might be able to squeeze down. He does get it. Oh, it gets really close as Clay comes down. The 2-car of Kevin Bernheimer gets a little squirrely, letting him in. Bernheimer holds on to it and keeps it going. Single file through most of the field. I think these guys know they have got a long way to go still. And a lot of racing to do. Some of these guys really taking it easy. Sean Lesperance did not get the memo. He's up to the high side trying to make his way to the front. Great to see the newcomers coming out to play. Sean has been up and down the field all night. Looks like he might be one of the guys that has figured out something up on the high side. We saw Kenny Hyde Jr. have something figured out to advance his position. And having somebody to draft with up on the high side helps, but as we've seen, it cannot get it all done. You gotta wonder what it's going to take to make a pass up top and get to the lead. You heard Swafford say it. It is so hard to pass here. You know, it almost looked like Pudge giving Swafford a little bit of a bump into turn 3. It almost looked like Swafford and Pudge were trying to break the draft. You see that quite often in the late stages. If they're single file, they're moving back and forth down the straightaways, trying to break the draft of the cars behind, get any advantage they possibly can. Interesting. I have not actually driven these cars in well over a year. We were talking about it earlier in the night with some of the drivers during practice, and just as we were getting some of the race notes put together, these cars definitely a lot harder to handle than the newer generations of cars. And you heard everybody talking about it at pre-race. This is a driver's car. While you're at Daytona or Talladega, it's mostly full throttle holding the car down. But once we get to some of these smaller tracks, non-restrictor plate tracks, it's going to get very, very interesting seeing who is the best. 30 laps to go from Daytona. Justin Swafford leads. You know who is the fastest lap of the night so far? Jeremy Gardner back in 5th place. The difference measured in hundredths of a second. He has a 45.40. A lot of drivers with a 45.41. looks like we do have some guys starting to make their way up to the top now. Sean Lesperance definitely has figured something out on the high side. Now he's got a little help from Jeffrey Goodpaster. Those two trying to make their way up. A little bobble from Sean, but he gets right back down trying to get the side draft. And it looks like help is coming from behind. Looks like Tyler Ott has closed back up on him on the high side as well. So that outside line definitely starting to form again. Is there enough grip and speed up there for these guys to do something with it? Sorry, that was Blake Vicken up on the high side that is caught up into this group. Looks like Paulo and Aceto also hop into the high side. They are coming. There's a 5-car group. 2 more cars towards the back of the field. A 3-car pack off the back. Trying to look at the back. It looks like Jarrett Woodard. Jacob Morgan is back there. Got several cars off the back right now. And I don't know if this is a strategy move. They're too far behind. 7 seconds back. Meanwhile, Thomas Meeks and Dustin Slover trying to hop up to the high side, trying to catch up with that outside line, which has now dropped down to 4 cars. And it is still Swafford and Pudge up front. I think when we get down to about 10 laps to go, you're going to see a lot of cars hopping up to the high side, trying to make something happen, and that's when we'll probably start to see some really crazy moves. But remember, most of these guys, I do believe, will require a fuel stop. Patrick Gitter in third, Otto Cruz in fourth, Jeremy Edwards up on the high side. Outside line still trying to build some momentum. Couple of clouds come over the track, cooling it off. Could that help that outside line find a little bit of grip and a little bit of speed? While they're playing it calm for the moment, let's run through the field, take a look at all the drivers. Justin Swafford and Pudge Nowski up front. Patrick Gitter back in third. Otto Cruz in the 03 in fourth. Jeremy Edwards in the 51 in fifth. Jeremy Gardner in the 48 in sixth. It's the Jeremy and Jeremy show again. How many times do we see that play out during the Truck Series? Cody Henderson in the 710, currently in 7th place. Richie Joplin now taking 7th. Blake Vicken now up in the mix with Kevin Bernheimer. Kevin in the 2 and Blake Vicken in the 18. Those are 9th and 10th. Colby Whipple in 11th in the 12 car. Paulo Anaceto, who was hanging out at the back of the field a couple of laps ago, now in 12th in the 72. Clay Kirchenbauer, oh, Clay gets up the track a little bit there. Clay now up into 12th as he races Paulo. PJ Cox behind him in the 05. Sean Lesperance making that massive charge. He is now up into 15th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in the 33 in 16th. Phil in the 86 in 17th. Tyler Ott in 18th in the 56 car. James Smith in 19th in the 22, and 20th is Dustin Slover. Nate Johnson currently in 21st in the 88 car. Thomas Meeks in 22nd. He is in the 55. The 26 of Lonnie Roberts, 23rd. Tony Caron in the 4 car in 24th. Kenny Hyde Jr. in 25th in the 58. Jacob Morgan in the 24 in 26th place. Lance Spawnberg in 27th. Caution. And all of that was pointless as all the positions are about to change. Let's see what happened. Clay Kirchenbauer involved. And, oh, we've got the 2-car. Bernheimer just goes up the track. Kirchenbauer ends up going for a ride. Several cars get collected there. James Smith was involved. I'm not sure if the 2-car got a bump on that or not. Everybody checking up and chaos ensued. Let's see if we can get a better view of Kevin Bernheimer here. Oh, it looks like, I believe Brandon Newby, they just met in the middle. Bernheimer trying to come up, Newby tried to come down, they met in the middle, and that is what happens. Lonnie Roberts involved in this one. They were far enough back to be able to get into the, wow. Yeah, I don't know how Lonnie pulled that one off. But what? Lonnie Roberts has a lucky rabbit's foot in the car along with a horseshoe and no telling what else, because that was an impressive save all the way through the gas, and you can tell he just never lifted. It was full send all the way through. Let's see if we can get a word with Lonnie here. Hey Lonnie, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
So, brown pants?
Quite a bit. Yes, sir. Whew, that one was wild, man.
It looked like it, but man, it did not look like you lifted. I mean, you were full send through the grass up into, it looked like you started slowing down when you got back on the pavement and still came out of that one perfect.
Yeah, just kind of just let out of it. If you get on the brakes too much, it'll just send the car around, so I was just going to ride it out and try to dodge everything else.
Well, you've obviously been watching some dodgeball, because you definitely dodged, ducked, dipped, dived, and dodged on that one and came out perfectly clean. How do you feel with that much luck going here tonight? How do you feel your chances are?
I just hope that I didn't use it all up right there. That's what I'll say about that.
Well, good luck, man. That was an epic save that we'll definitely be watching again.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man.
Wow, what a save by Lonnie Roberts. You know what? Just for fun, let's see if we can dial up Lonnie's in-car camera for this one. As they stack back up for the restart. Lonnie's view down the front straightaway. He sees the smoke. Yep, just out of the throttle. Car spinning everywhere. I've seen some saves in the grass, but man, that one definitely takes the cake. Great job by Lonnie. After pit stops are completed, they stack back up. It's going to be Patrick Gitter and Pudge on the front row. Jeremy Edwards, Otto Cruz on the second row. Jeremy Gardner, Colby Whipple on the third. Richie Joplin, PJ Cox on the fourth row. Justin Swafford, Nate Johnson round out the top 10. Lonnie comes out of that deal in 13th. So definitely a great save by Lonnie. Wow. They go through 3 and 4. getting ready, coming back down to the green flag. And hey, just an interesting note, if you're on Twitter, go check out Barney the Flagman. I don't remember his exact Twitter thing, but look up Barney the Flagman. Seriously, it's hilarious. Green flag is back in the air. Barney waves it there, down and away, 20 to go. And I guarantee you this one is far from over. And I doubt we have seen our last caution here tonight. 20 laps to go at Daytona. Everybody's going to be pushing that outside line, still struggling to build momentum. Patrick get her to the lead. Sean Lesperance just now coming off pit road, but he did drop in the comments to say blah. And Leslie Buffett saying, now get back to where you belong, Sean. You heard her, Sean. Get up there to the front. Still side by side. Jeremy Edwards now leading the outside line. Big push from Pudge. Oh, what a bobble out of Pudge as they go off into 1 and 2. He's trying to hold it off the wall. Cars are all over the place. The 88 just dropped down. Nate Johnson drops down. He's backing out of it. It's definitely getting a bit wild out there. Hey, Robert. How's it going, buddy? Patrick Gitter and Jeremy Gardner now have the lead. Look who is in third. The 89, driven by Richie Joplin, has snuck his way up 15 spots. Now up in the top 3. Can he get to the front here tonight? Down the back straight with an outside line. Pudge pushing Gardner is starting to make up some ground, but down into the turns, they just don't have anything. They make up a lot of ground down the straightaways, but oh, Gardner way up in the wall. I think he kept it off. He didn't lose any momentum, but man, that car shot up the track. Pudge backing off, gives him a chance to catch the car. I think the trick here is going to be getting underneath the other car down the back straightaway. That might be the only way to advance your position. Gitter slides up the track. Now Jeremy Edwards and Pudge start making some momentum again. They've got some help this time, but man, they are bumping all over the track. Oh, look just behind right behind Justin Swafford. Looks like Otto Cruz and Cody Henderson are having a little discussion with their doors. Ryan McDaniel has gone off track and crashed. No caution yet. Does not look like it caught anybody else. Let's see what happened. Ryan definitely having a holy cow. Ryan down, hits the inside wall. He gets rolling again. Does get back out on track. I do believe that was the 22 of James Smith that he came across the nose on. It was. James, another one who's had a good start to the night, but definitely struggled in the second half. Edwards has pulled ahead up top. It does the outside line. Finally have some momentum here. Man, Robert, I gotta tell you, I agree 100%. The last 6 months of my life has proven that. Jeremy Edwards out front from the high line. Now Pudge has Justin Swafford back to help. They need a couple more cars, but we've seen now it can be done. Oh no, Pudge is in the wall. Big wreck at the front. Caution will come out. It's the big one. Caution is out. PJ Cox involved. It looked like Pudge was caught up in this one as well. PJ Cox back behind. Let's see. Pudge ends up in the wall. Patrick Gitter's in the wall. Jeremy Gardner. Wow. PJ really takes a hit. See if we can find out what... Here we go, down towards turn 1. Patrick Gitter jumps to the high side. Oh, Pudge gets loose, comes down just a little bit trying to catch the car. Gets into Gardner. Gardner collects Gitter, and everybody behind him is playing dodgeball trying to stay out of trouble. Jacob Morgan comes through from the back of the field. He gets down to the bottom. Looked like he avoided wow! What a save by Jacob Morgan. Looking at Patrick Gitter. Gitter gets it from Edwards, and then everything pops off. Tyler Ott caught in this one as well. He was way further back. I think it might just be him coming to a stop to try and avoid it. No, he tries to get on the brakes. Jarrett Woodard involved. Jeremy Gardner involved. And that just changed the entire complexion of this race, because a lot of the guys that have been racing in the top 5, top 10 were caught up in that mess and now have to fight their way from the back. Most of these drivers that were in the top 10, including Pudge, should still have their fast repair, so they're still in the fight, but they've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Let's see if we can get a word with the luckiest man on the track that time. Hey, Jacob, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, Doug, I got you, man. Did you see that? How did I make...
Dude, we saw Lonnie Roberts send it through the grass for that last caution, but you actually just weaved through everybody. I don't know how you did that.
Man, I don't either, man. I don't have a quick repair left, so I was like, I'm making it. I'm making it.
Well, I knew you didn't have the quick repair left, so that was a crazy save. I had to ask, when you were down on the apron, it looked like there might have been one car that clipped you just barely in the right rear, but I don't see any damage. Did you actually get touched at all?
I didn't get any contact, man.
Wow. Man, that was probably one of the craziest saves, and it puts you all the way up into second place here.
Yes, sir.
And if I do say so myself, I do love that paint scheme. So hopefully you can keep it up there, man. It has been a wild night for you, but now you got the front row.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can put this Superman up there for a win.
Well, good luck, buddy. Epic save, bud.
Thank you.
Jacob Morgan, man, what a drive through that mess. AJ! What up, AJ? Yep, that was definitely a run by Jacob. All right. Wow. All right, let's take a look and see where everybody stands. Jeremy Edwards, Jacob Morgan up front. Look at this. Clay Kirchenbauer, who was struggling earlier, has now made his way up to the second row with Dustin Slover. Patrick Pieper and Lance Sponberg on the third row. Blake Vick and Lonnie Roberts on the fourth. Nate Johnson, Justin Swafford rounding out the top 10. Then it is Cody Henderson, Richie Joplin, Phil, Thomas Meeks, Jeremy Gardner rounding out the top 15. Patrick Gitter, Otto Cruz, Colby Whipple, James Smith, and Jarrett Woodard the top 20. Tyler Ott in 21st. PJ Cox 22nd. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 23rd. Paulo Anacito 24th. Pudge now back at 25th. Kenny Hyde Jr. 26th. Sean Lesperance in 27th. Brandon Newby 28th. Kevin Bernheimer 29th. And Tony Karen in 30th. Pudge, obviously the fan favorite, but has a long way to go and about 10 laps left to do it. Once the green flag drops, it's going to get crazy out here. Let's see in the comments, who do you guys think can win? Can Pudge still get up here and get her done here tonight? I'm taking a deep breath. I think we all probably should. I think this is about to pop off. 10 laps to go. Have we seen the last caution of the night? Here they come out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Green is in the air. They're down and away. 10 to go. Jeremy Edwards at the front. Blake Veakin, I will try and remember. Holy cow, car just shot to the apron. I will convince, if Pudge wins this, I will convince him to donate to the MS Society. You hide and watch. That is awesome. Rackley donating $250 to the charity of Pudge's choice if he gets to victory lane. Holy cow, we may not be done wrecking yet. Wow, out of turn 4. They're 3 wide at the back of the field. Pudge trying to find some help. He's going to go up. No, he is hanging out at the bottom. We've got cars shooting up the middle. Everybody's starting to move around and find any momentum they can here. Meanwhile, Jeremy Edwards up front. Clay Kirchenbauer now in second. Has Jacob Morgan pushing. This thing is going to get wild. Kirchenbauer has the nose ahead. Oh, a bobble out of Kirchenbauer. Jeremy Edwards has a run. We've got a wreck behind. They clear traffic. They clear the track. Slover is sending it now. The caution is out. Another big one. And we kind of figured that was coming. Let's see what happened here. It looks like a bounce off the wall by the 38 brings this one in. Several cars. Jeremy Gardner down. Dustin Slover slides it through the infield as well. And look at that mess behind. Looking at PJ Cox as he comes through and sees this mess in front of him. Jeffrey Goodpaster, he gets caught in this one and wrecked hard again. Would you look at that? Let's take a look at this because I think I just saw something that ought to make the fans cheer. Watch that number 7 car as he comes through this chaos. He has some damage to the front, but he makes it through and jumps to 14th. Kenny Hyde Jr. Pudge goes from 25th to 15th. He gets into Kenny Hyde Jr. Nowhere to go for a lot of these guys. Ryan McDaniel, definitely zero luck here tonight. He gets caught in it. Looked like he was going to make it through for a moment. Newcomer Joshua Friel. A rough night for a lot of drivers, including Pudge himself. Let's look at Pudge's drive through the chaos. Already the car's down in the grass. Pudge just has nowhere to go, but I do believe the damage to the nose of that car is fairly minimal. We'll take a look at it here. See if we can get a look at the front of the 7 car. Is now being scored in 13th place. Does have a little damage on the nose. Looks like it's been up just a... Well, that right front is definitely pushed in a bit. Okay, more than a bit. And we know he's used his fast repair. He's really going to have to work to get to the front this time. But he picks up a ton of track position, and a lot of cars on pit road may not be coming back out before this one's done. Bryce Whipple is back, and Bryce calls it the excuse me, the mega bonk. I would have to agree with that. And look who comes through this unscathed. He is up front. Hey Clay, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, gotcha.
Hey, congratulations first. You came through a lot of chaos earlier and have just steadily worked your way up to the front. Now you're in the lead. Can you stay there?
I'm going to try real hard, but I make no promises.
Well, I have to ask, because it was asked earlier in the broadcast, when do we see Indy out on track?
I don't know yet. I'm sure he'll get in here sometime. You know, I'm running for points this year, so we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. He wants to. He's been begging me to, but we're just going to have to see how the points shake out for me.
Well, you definitely got a great shot here tonight, man. A great run so far, and I know you got a big fan club out there cheering for you tonight, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Shout out to all my buddies in the Idiot Series watching.
All right, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Clay Kirchenbauer up front. He's been hanging out. He's been all the way back, as far back as 28th place, and all the way now to the lead. It's going to be Clay and Jeremy Edwards on the front row, Jacob Morgan, Thomas Meeks on the second row, Blake Viken and Richie Joplin on the third row, Cody Henderson, Justin Swafford on the fourth, Otto Cruz, Colby Whipple rounding out the top 10. Tyler Ott and Pudge Nowski on the sixth row. Pudge has damage to the front end. But it is Daytona, and anything can happen here. As long as that engine's still at full song, he's still got a chance. And Sean Lesperance also made it through the wreck up to 15th, and Paulo Anacito all the way up into 16th as well. He clears the wreck. It's going to be about 4 to go as the pace car drops in and we get ready to fire again. Green flag back in the air. Down the front straightaway off toward turn 1. So you see a lot of damaged cars back in the field. Can that outside line build some momentum here, or can Clay Kirchenbauer? He's got a big push from Jacob Morgan. Jacob Morgan came close to the win so many times last season. Can he get to victory lane this time? Morgan, huge push to Kirchenbauer down the back straightaway. Richie Joplin on the bottom as well. That outside line really getting out of shape. Thomas Meeks starting to fall back up top now. He is way to the outside. That middle line now starting to make its way forward. They are trying to get 3 wide, and it looked like Colby Whipple tried to get wrecked there for a moment. Meanwhile, Pudge now up into 9th, still fighting his way through. Down the back straightaway they go. Everybody fully up to speed now. Clay Kirchenbauer still in the lead. Jacob looks to the high side. Almost puts Edwards in the wall. Hops back down. And Jacob definitely trying to find some momentum. They move up the track just a little bit. Almost open the door for Richie. Blake Curley in 6th. Otto Cruz now up to 7th. Pudge still holding on to 9th. Oh, we've got a car flying off to the infield. Did not catch who that was. We'll try and find out here in a minute. Meanwhile, up front, it is getting clear. That was Clay Kirchenbauer. Jeremy Edwards now to the lead. What happened to Clay? Him and Edwards. Oh, he just bounced off Edwards. White flag is in the air. Jeremy Edwards has the lead. Cody Henderson in 2nd. Jacob Morgan in 3rd. That outside line trying to make something happen. Pudge still in it. Pudge now up into 8th place. Down the back straightaway one final time. Jacob Morgan up on the high side. Not much help. And it is Jeremy Edwards in the lead. It's getting a little bumpy. Cody Henderson makes the move to the high side. Jeremy Edwards ends up in the wall. Cars are flying. Who's coming through? Tyler Ott pulls off the win. Otto Cruz comes home 2nd. And believe it or not, Pudge comes through that one in 3rd. Holy cow. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a look at that final... What a crazy, crazy finish. Let's see if we can get a look what happened on that final turn. From the chopper cam, cars jump up to the... Oh, he just clips. Comes back down. Richie Joplin stays in it through the infield. Tyler Ott, I don't know how he managed to come through this for the win. Looks like just bumping. He was just the one able to keep it going. And Tyler Ott pulls off the win. Otto Cruz comes home 2nd. Pudge sneaks through there for 3rd. Let's see how Pudge laid back a little bit. That's how he saved it. Pudge up on the high side, just drives through. What a finish, what a move by Pudge. Let's see if we can get a word with our top 3. Hey Pudge, it's Doug, you got me?
Oh, yeah, what's up, baby?
a stage win and a top 3, man. You've got to be happy with the way this ended. And coming through that wreck there at the end, that was some great driving.
Man, I'm telling you, first off, when we got in that first big wreck, had to drop to the back, I didn't think we had a shot in Hades to make it back up there. And we did. And I said to myself, if there's a wreck, I am sticking it on the wall and we're going to ride it through. And we almost hit Jeremy Edwards spinning, but somehow we made it through, Doug. It was awesome.
It was a really close one between you and Edwards. But, man, at the first race of the season, definitely, a bit of a surprise. I think a lot of the drivers were really expecting this to be a lot more chaotic. There was a lot of green flag racing out there.
Now, I agree, and I'm excited because you remember the Truck Series last year when we did Daytona. I mean, we had like 20 cautions. It was terrible. And for us to be driving a lot harder machine out here, man, and I'm proud of these guys. I'm ready to see what the season's got.
Well, man, congratulations. You could. There's only one way you could have started this season off better. You almost had it, but you still come home with a podium finish. Congrats, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Doug.
All right, let's see if we can get a hold of Otto. Hey, Otto, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Back in the car, and you come home second at Daytona. That's got to be a great feeling.
Oh, it is an awesome feeling, man. I don't know. There's some, I guess there's something going on with the results right now because it's showing me it's actually winning. But we've got to all go back and watch the replay and see what happened there.
Let's see. If I can pull it back up, it was definitely a close one at the line. Let's watch this as they come. As you guys come at a down the straightaway. You two bumping there as you come down. It looks, yeah, it looks like you come across in second right before Pudge hits you. But Tyler comes through in the grass. That might have given him a nose ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if that disqualified him or what. Like I said, they're showing him a lap down now in the results, so we're going to have to go figure this mess out. But it was awesome, man. I thought for a first race for this series, these guys, Super Speedway, these cars are extremely tough to drive in the draft. These guys did an excellent job.
Well, man, it was a great race. It's great to have you back out on track, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It's great to be out here.
Let's see if I can find Tyler Ott. Hey, Tyler, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? Tyler Ott, this is Doug in the broadcast booth. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man. The first time I ever talked to you is in Victory Lane, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm not really good at this super speedway stuff, but they kind of just all wrecked in front of me, so.
You definitely made the perfect move down through the grass. That was pretty epic there at the end, and that bump with Otto definitely helped send you across in first.
Yeah, it was insane. I still can't really believe it, but it was amazing.
It looked like you had a lot of fun out there tonight. Plus, you come from 12th place to the win in your first race with the Nowski series. That's got to be an awesome way to start out your season.
Yeah, I mean, my race strategy changed a lot, and it just kind of worked out there.
Well, man, congratulations. What an awesome, awesome night. And, man, great way to start the season. Great job.
Thank you.
Tyler Ott brings home the win. JR, if I'm to pick it, it'd have to be the MS Society. But you know what? Let's see if we can pull Pudge back up here and get his vote. He is going full mute to where he can't hear or talk at the moment. I'll keep an eye on it for a moment. But congratulations to everybody. A great, great start to another awesome season. Really looking forward to it. Don't forget to check out us on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. This video will be up on YouTube hopefully later tonight, if not first thing in the morning, because I'm old and it's late. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has definitely been fun. I am really looking forward to the next season. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. American All-Star Dirt Series is back with the big blocks and the 360s. A lot of fun stuff coming. And sometime this weekend, you might see me back in the car as I get ready for the 3-hour MS race in July. So you definitely want to see me crash a whole lot. You can find out really quickly how the channel got its name if I'm streaming. Thank you guys again so much. Looking to see one more time if Pudge is available. Or if he... No, he is still full muted, but JR, I'll make sure to get with him and... I'll message you here in a little bit. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I'm worn out. Hope you guys had fun. Great job by all the Nowski Nation. Welcome back, guys, and we'll see you next week.